Many people have been asking me to share knowledge about care of the diabetes and its complications. So here it is. What do you mean by diabetes? Diabetes, it refers to a group of diseases that affect how your body uses the blood sugar, that is the glucose. Glucose, it is vital to your health because it's an important source of energy for the cells that make up for your muscles and tissues, and also it's the brain's fuel, the source of fuel for your brain. The underlying cause of diabetes, it varies in its type, but no matter what type of diabetes you have, it can lead to excess of sugar in your blood. Too much of sugar in your blood, that can lead to serious health problems. Chronic diabetic conditions that include type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes, and potentially reversible diabetic conditions that include pre-diabetes and gestational diabetes. Pre-diabetes that occurs when your blood sugar levels are higher than normal, but not so high enough that it can be classified as diabetes. So in pre-diabetes, often it is a precursor of diabetes unless appropriate measures are taken so that it can stop the progression. Gestational diabetes occurs during the pregnancy, but it can resolve after the baby is delivered. Coming to the symptoms of diabetes, it can vary depending on how much blood sugar is elevated. So, some people, especially those who are in pre-diabetes or type 2 diabetes, sometimes they may not experience any symptoms. In type 1 diabetes, you'll find symptoms tend to come on quickly and it can be very severe too. So some of the symptoms and signs of diabetes, it can be like increased thirst, frequent urination, extreme hunger, polyphagia it is called as, unexplained weight loss, and presence of sugar in the urine. It's because of the breakdown of the sugar and as a byproduct into the muscles and from the muscles. And then you will find that there will be fatigue, irritability, blurred vision, slow healing sores, and there will be frequent infections, vaginal infections. In type 1 diabetes, it can develop at any age, and though it appears mostly in the childhood as juvenile diabetes or adolescence, and it's a common type. You can see that the type 2 diabetes, which is more common, can be seen in the age mostly after 40s. Nowadays it's too young age also you can find type 2 diabetes in case of obesities. So it is very important when you find these symptoms, you have to contact your doctor. So the earlier this condition is diagnosed, the sooner the treatment can begin. So if you have already been diagnosed with diabetes, you have already received the diagnosis, you need to have the medical follow. So this follow up, it will help you to understand your condition of diabetes, at what level it is, and you will be able to take the appropriate care. Now, how is this diabetes develops? It's because of the insulin fluctuation in the insulin. The pancreas, it secretes the insulin, and this insulin circulates and enables the sugar to enter into our blood cells. So it's a sort of regulation. So as the blood sugar drops, the secretion of the insulin also drops. So that is the role of glucose. Glucose, it's a type of sugar which is a source of energy for the cells that make up all the muscles and tissues. So this glucose, it comes from two major sources. One is your liver and from your food. Sugar, it gets absorbed into the bloodstream and then where it enters into the cells with the help of the insulin. And your liver stores it and makes the glucose. So when your glucose levels are low, such as when you suppose haven't eaten for a while and then liver breaks up all that stored glycogen into glucose, and it keeps your glucose level within a normal range. Coming to the causes of type 1 diabetes. The exact cause of type 1 diabetes, it is almost unknown. There are many theories around it. The known system is the immune system, which may be because of harmful bacteria or viruses. It might have got destroyed, and because of this, it leaves you with very little or almost no insulin. So insulin, instead of being transported to the cells, the sugar builds up into the bloodstream. So this type 1 diabetes, it is thought to be caused by a combination of genetic mechanisms, susceptibility, and environmental factors. So exactly the cause is still unclear. Weight is not believed to be the factor for type 1 diabetes. Now coming to the causes of prediabetes and type 2 diabetes. Prediabetes, it can lead to type 2 diabetes, and in type 2 diabetes your cells become resistant to the action of insulin, and your pancreas is unable to make enough insulin to overcome this resistance. So instead of it moving into your cells where it is needed, the energy is needed, the sugar builds up in the bloodstream. So exactly why this happens is still unclear and uncertain, although it is believed that genetic and environmental factors play a very important role in development of type 2 diabetes, and being overweight is strongly linked to the development of type 2 diabetes. But not everyone with type 2 diabetes is overweight. That is also noted. Causes of the gestational diabetes. So during the pregnancy, the placenta produces hormones to sustain the pregnancy, and these hormones make your cells more resistant to the insulin. Normally pancreas, it responds by producing extra insulin during the pregnancy period to overcome this resistance. But sometimes what happens is pancreas can't keep up with this, and when this happens, too little glucose gets into the cell and too much of it stays in the blood. That results to the gestational diabetes. So in the next video, I will be telling you about the risks, complications, and how to take care and manage the controlling the diabetes, and also about the homeopathic treatment. This is Dr. Rajeshwari Rapata signing off until we meet again in the next video. Stay tuned till then.